101 southbound. I'm on the way to Los Angeles to interview my friend Jesse's grandfather, both of his grandparents actually, Mr. Elmo Esprey. He's 94 years old. He's lived an amazing life. He actually does speaking engagements at universities and commencement speeches and things like that. Very sharp, very knowledgeable. He's a war veteran. He's seen a lot. I mean, how many 94-year-old men do you know that have a clear head and that can articulate their experiences? So basically a living time capsule, and I'm excited to talk to him and interview him and just kind of soak up some of his knowledge and wisdom. So very cool. Very much looking forward to this. I got a trunk full of production gear, so I'm gonna make a video and an audio document. Let's go. Only in LA. Sunday afternoon, bumper to bumper traffic on the 101 freeway.
One of the young men from UCLA, he's going for his doctorate, and he in turn said the information he got from us that he was going to use it for his dissertation. So I've been around the block a couple of times.
A couple times. You know, my mother, she knows with a journalist background, I like to interview people. She said, you gotta sit down and talk to Mr. Esprey. You know, he has so many stories. And I said, yes, that sounds great, but I was so busy. You know, I couldn't think of the time to do it. And then when Jesse called me, telling me that he wanted to videotape it, I said, well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it now.
Yeah.
So we can't wait any longer.
That's right.
So I'm very excited. I just need about 5 minutes to get my equipment together. I interviewed a bunch of teachers, parents, and students. They just wanted a marketing promotional video, and the mayor of came. So I interviewed the mayor, and I was very, nervous and excited, and he was giving me really good answers, and I said, oh man, I did such a good job. I saw him about a month later at a press conference giving the exact same answers.
Same, it is.
Just
real, man.
cookie cutter, So I see why he was a politician, because he can give those answers, but I don't feel it was genuine.
Right.
It was rehearsed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's amazing. Just amazing.
Those politicians, man. I tell you.
Something else.
Yeah.
So actually, what do you do, Douglas?
Wow.
Everything.
That's a difficult question. Yeah, mostly film production, but I do a lot of interviewing for commercial projects. So the school district, last year I probably did about 20 different videos for them. And we worked on this learning app called Footsteps to Brilliance. Is to help preschool age kids learn to read on the iPad.
Oh, yeah.
I went to school for journalism. And when I graduated, I said I don't want to write for a newspaper.
No.
It's too constraining, and they say that you're an objective journalist, but I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way at all. So I said I can't do this for a living. So I tried, try to start businesses and be an entrepreneur, and tried some straight jobs, being a salesman, and none of it really jived with me. So now I just kind of float. My goal is to be an independent creative consultant, so I can help on whether it's Hollywood projects or corporate projects, just anything where I'm allowed creative expression.
Yeah, that's
what I enjoy.
You and Jesse just tie in together.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, man.
It's really unbelievable that we're both the firstborn sons, and we went on the same path.
Yeah, amazing. You got your degrees, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Will it be too hot if we close the door?
No.
It'll be okay. I don't want to hear the street noise.
Right. And Douglas, if you then in the kitchen, if you want to get you a paper towel to wipe your face.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Clean. And we worked at night because the cars had to go out in the morning to the stations and what have you. And we made $4.24 for 8 hours work per day. Okay? We went to the union, the youngsters, because we were just out of high school, and asked the union, black union workers, where did they meet? We said they met down on 12th and Central Avenue in Los Angeles, California. And somehow or another, by me and being aggressive on want to know what's going on, I said, are you guys part of the union or are you an auxiliary? Turned out that they were an auxiliary. In other words, they couldn't vote, they couldn't do anything, all they could do was pay their dues and bring in certain questions, but couldn't get no power at all. These are the old timers, black guys, and they got upset behind me. So when I got back to the job, they put me in a steam gun. Steam gun is about the worst thing you put on to clean those wheels on the train, and that steam gun is 3 times heavier than an ordinary big gun for water or what have you. And he stayed greasy and dirty all the time, and they put me on that. So I asked that question that when the young white boys from high school come over to Southern Pacific, they in turn would come be a mechanic's helper. They would help mechanics put their, and then they would move up to be a mechanic, which the money is different. When long blacks do that, and I question that. And then at the age of 8 years old, 8 to 10 years old, I went down to the market out here on 8th and produce market, 8th and Central, which is still going on like now. They in turn, all the producers usually coming for the big supermarkets and would get their produce stuff and small independents from there, from the produce. They do that still now. They do that from like 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock midnight to about 4 o'clock in the morning, 5, and they finish. Because they go in, the stores go and pick all this stuff up. Well, we were out there to make some money to these 5 black kids during the day. The big trucks would come in with the watermelon from the farmers, would bring it in to the producer. And one of the guys who in the area that worked in there, you guys want to work? They said, yeah, we want to work. They said, well, all you got to do is line up, and as we pass the watermelons down from the truck onto the little cubicle that each one had, a little stall.
Like a pallet?
Yeah. And I asked the question, how much you gonna pay us? Do you think I got the job? They don't hire him.
Troublemaker.
That's right. And that, they paid them something like 25 cents for the whole day they worked. That was it. I didn't get anything because they didn't hire me. And I questioned it. At the age of 8 and 10 years.
I wanted to get your opinion or your reaction on some historical events. One was the assassination of Kennedy. Where were you, and what was your reaction to that?
Well, we live right around the corner here on 20th Street, and the assassination of Kennedy was that it was in November, and it was just devastating, just to the point that like somebody in your own family. That's how we felt about the Kennedy. But the Kennedy was rich as cream, which you don't have too much common people, rich people. But we like some of his values that he had, and that is like part of family, you know. And when that disaster happened, it just blew me out. I had tears in my eyes when he died. and I'm not a cheerful guy.
Yeah, I was working at UCLA at the time,
I was working with the
and
government.
they sent us home. It was it was almost about lunchtime when they came over the radio. I was working in administration, and across the hall was the engineering department. They keep the news on all the time, and that's when they came in and told us that Kennedy had been shot, but he hadn't died. And then everybody said, well, what should we do? You know, they said, if anybody want to go home, because that's the first time we ever witnessed actually a president getting shot. And if you want to go home, you can, but by the time we was getting ourselves to get ready to go, they said he died.
Well, my other
part of my life.
Anybody listening to this can hear the things that made you successful, you know, the values that you had and the things that was important to you. But I want you to say it in a way that they can understand. So I want you to say, just plain, the keys for you to be successful as a young black man is this.
Okay, all right. The thing about, first of all, you got to believe in yourself. Number one. If you believe in yourself and you know that you can do different things, go for it. You don't let people sit up there and sway you to do this or sway you to do that or what have you. Take some quiet moments with the family. Before you even get up, go upstairs by yourself and sit in the room. Shut the door and say to yourself, this is my plan. I believe that if you decide to have a plan and you can't do anything that is wholesome if you don't have a plan. You got a plan A, you got a plan B. You might even have a plan C that can help you. What is the best way to do this? What is the best connection to get with? What are the things that I want to hang out with that can help me get forward? These are things that you have to do. Now the thing about it, when you get ready to get a job, don't go get a job and say, take your friends with it. They might not have but only one job. And you got 3 guys going with you for the same type of job. And you've got to, one thing you've got to do, you got to be presentable. You got to have your nails cut clean. You got to get a clean cut look at it there. You guys got all this hair on your face, you got these baggy pants and what have you. The corporate people are not going for it. I know that. I work with the corporate people. And they are looking at your haircut, they're looking at the type of clothes you wear, they're looking at the type of shoes that you're wearing on, they're looking at your English or whether or not you can put a sentence together or you're splitting verbs. These are things you got to have when you get ready to go in for that interview. And nobody can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. Take time and go to the library and find out certain things that you should do or couldn't do or would do before you go to that particular job. And you can do it. But if you decide that you're going to be like the other 10 people who are going for that job, you will not get that job. You will not get it. You've got to have something to go with you to go that extra mile. You've got to do something a little bit different from what the other 9 people are doing if you want that particular job. And the things about it is your association. Who do you hang out with? Who are the people you're around? You got to be people who've got knowledge. You hang with people that have no knowledge. You get absolutely nothing. You get zeros. That's all you get out of them. You want to be able to say, do you know, can you help me? Where should I go? These are them. Don't waste your time on things that people cannot do anything to help you get forward. If you find people just negative on this and negative on, you can't hang with them. That's not your life. Because you believe when you hit 35, things will start changing. They're going to change you. And these are the things you want to be able to handle when you're 35 years old, and 35 and 40, and 45 and 50, and 55 and 60. I've been there. 65 and 70. And as one supervisor tell me, and this is what his favorite word, I want to know what you know. I want to pick your brain. I want to be able to something that I can use. As you're sitting up here listening, talking to me, you want to be able to say, I want something from you that you have that is good, that I can use. And the listener is the one who's going to get it, not the guys giving them talking. This guy's listening like you, and those are the guys that say, that's part of my life.
That was amazing. Been sitting here for 3 hours, and I tell you what, I got more than I bargained for.
Damn, nigga, clap your hand, nigga, if you feeling like the world can't understand, niggas. Can't give up a quit, stiff up a lip. You gotta take it high.
Fell, but hell, if hell weren't there, then where would I go? If I ain't have studio time to rhyme a rhyme, then where would I flow? I ain't got shit except my car, my bars, my art, and my bros. And all of the family looking at me saying, Richie, get on. Never to peak, I seek efficiency. What hater deficiencies, I write down my epiphanies for the people in misery. I just hope that you getting me, got me probably in history. I just want you to mention me before you have to remember me. Energy got me living, synergy got me singing with everything I believe in. From Mother Earth to the heathens, I'm deeper than any deacon and realer than any reverend. I surely did it for myself, and I also did it for my brethren. I wanna become a legend, I know that take work, but when I ain't had no work, you don't think I know what it's worth. The sayings take them to church, I'd rather take you to dream. I would rather make a movie, some would rather make a scene. I just do my thing.
Damn, nigga, clap your hand, nigga, if you